So today is World Inflammatory Bowel Disease Day, and that covers two of the main inflammatory bowel diseases, either your Crohn's disease or your ulcerative colitis, which is what I suffered with. Now, it's quite interesting to say I suffered with it. There is no cure for these conditions, but why am I saying that I suffered with it rather than it's something that I suffer with? And the truth behind it is that the part of my body that the ulcerative colitis attacks, you are literally attacking your own body, is the large bowel. And I don't have a large bowel anymore. It is something that was removed when I was 21 years old, so 2 years post-diagnosis in 1993. So I was originally diagnosed at the end of 1990, and by 1992, I was so poorly, and literally 3 weeks after hospitalisation, I had to agree to stoma surgery. So the part of my body that actually attacks in ulcerative colitis is no longer. So I don't actually suffer with ulcerative colitis anymore. However, the knock-on effect of the condition affected me and does continue to affect me every single day. Now, just for completion, Crohn's disease is another bowel disease, not necessarily bowel, it's like a digestive disease. So that can affect you anywhere from your mouth right down to your anus, or any part of your digestive tract. If you are eating food, every part of your body that your food touches, Crohn's disease can affect any part of that part of your body. So in my mind, I feel I had the better of the two. Having said that, ulcerative colitis itself is life-threatening as much as your Crohn's disease is. Now, what angle do I want to talk about today? Obviously, I want to raise awareness, and actually this year's theme is about courage. So during the course of this kind of concept of Not Yet Done Yet with Aisha, in my YouTube channels, I will be talking about obviously the history, and if you've looked at any of my other videos, you will see what has happened over the years, how I was diagnosed, yada yada yada. But for today, to talk about the courage side of things, now that can stem from having the courage, something's printing, having the courage just to stay in bed all day, because actually the world tells you, oh my god, I'm going to pause. Okay, it stopped printing. The world tells you you need to do loads, you need to be doing stuff every day, and sometimes your system can't do it. Okay, I think the filming has stopped, but that's the beauty of doing things living at home. Anyway, what was I talking about? Having the courage, that is the theme for this year. And I know I'm talking about my epic adventures and travel and life with a stoma, and that is courageous. Doing all of that is courageous. However, sometimes it's the small things. I have to have the courage to sometimes say, I need to do a day. Even though you might see me and I might look fit and healthy, this weekend just gone has been glorious sunshine, I've hardly left the house. I've hardly left the house. But I've got the courage to say, actually, my body just needs to rest. My mind just needs to rest. I need to have a day that I don't think, or a weekend where I don't think, I don't do. Even though you might see on social media that the whole world and its mother is out there doing things, enjoying the sunshine. I mean, the weather isn't great again today, I must admit. I prefer it. This weekend was a little bit too hot for me. But it's having the courage just to do you. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. But I think sometimes you need to have that courage within yourself. Be honest with yourself, because who else are you trying to impress? We're not here to impress anyone. You know your body the best. The only thing that I would say is that don't sit in that negative space, because I think the story you tell yourself, the story you tell your mind, the story you tell your body, I know it's dire straits, I know it's painful, and I know it's debilitating, but a little bit of you has got to have that courage just to say, I can do this. Maybe not right now, but maybe tomorrow or the day after. So don't give in to your condition. Don't use it as an excuse. That's just my opinion. Like, I'm not criticizing anyone. That is just my opinion. And honestly, for the 2.5 years that I struggled with the pain of ulcerative colitis to the point where I had to have emergency surgery, I know what it feels like. But even after surgery, I've had different things to deal with. There was a period between 1993 and 2008. So for 15 years, I had a reversal. So I didn't have an ileostomy. I had an ileoanal pouch. And oh my God, the body is fascinating. So scientifically, the doctors used my ileum. So the large bowel has gone, but they used my ileum to create a pouch, like a reservoir to store the feces and go to the toilet in the normal way, like not through a bag. My body attacked the pouch because it was behaving like the large bowel. Like, how fascinating is that? I know during those 15 years I had the most horrendous time, but I also had the most incredible time. I met my partner, we bought a house, we got married, we had children, I had a job, you know, that I did every day, full-time job at Smedley Hydro in Birkdale. It was amazing, but it was also really, really, really difficult. But you survived. You have to give life your best shot. The body is incredible. Can you believe that my body started attacking itself? Again, I'm just kind of going off on a tangent because do you know all these things that we're told, don't go on antibiotics for too long? If you looked at my medical records, I was on antibiotics for years, like literally for years, because my body was attacking itself again. I didn't have a large bowel, but my body, whatever it is in my body, saw that pouch and it thought it was the large bowel, started attacking it. The doctors had to go back to my original tissue samples from 1993, stored at the Royal, to check if they had made the right diagnosis. Like, did I actually have UC? Or was it Crohn's disease? Did I have another condition? And the results came back that I did have UC, ulcerative colitis, but my body was attacking itself again. And that's why in 2008, medication, like, got to the end of its life expectancy, I guess. And I had to revert to having a stoma again. And, you know, I will tell you more about that. I definitely think it's the best decision I've made, like, honestly. But it brings a whole host of other anxieties and complications and head wrecks. But I'll discuss that another time. Anyway, for today, for World Inflammatory Bowel Disease Day, the fact that I only had UC for 2.5 years of my life is irrelevant because the knock-on effect is something that I have to deal with on a daily basis. So as ever, if anything I've talked about today, even though I was interrupted by the printer, resonates, or you've got any questions that you want to ask, then please do pop them in the comments box below. Please do hit subscribe, and I will continue to raise awareness of these conditions, because honestly, you never know who or when or where you might be affected by these debilitating conditions. So yeah, have a gorgeous Inflammatory Bowel Disease Day 2025.